Okay, so let's see. Step one, well, what I call step one, you may do it in a different order, but at any rate, as you can see, I've securely mounted in the amp with the wires installed already, and RCA jacks installed. Now I'm going to use gator clips and just go straight to the battery instead of using the deck to turn on and off the amp, just because we're going to be removing the battery to possibly charge it or use it for other applications, whatever, lighting or whatever I decide to use the battery for. But at any rate, yeah, we'll be using gator clips. We'll just clip straight onto the battery, and that'll give us power to the amp and to our sub that we're going to install. Now, I'm marking up the position for the, I believe they're 6.5 inch for our mids, I guess. 200 watt max Bose Boss. I'm sorry, Boss is the less expensive of all the speakers. It's not going to be dealing with much bass anyway, so we're just worried about mids, so they'll do just fine for that. But Boss, unfortunately, didn't provide measurements like the more expensive ones. The Polk Audio provided with width from the face, the side, the depth of the width of everything. So I have exact measurements to go off with these speakers. This one here. But there's my battery charger. These unfortunately didn't come with anything, but if you can see, I've already installed this little pad right here for vibration or waterproofing, whatever the hell it's for. At any rate, I have one that I haven't installed that is the exact width of the speaker, and I measured the depth here is 2.5 inches. I guess I could just measure myself, but anyway, yeah, so this is the exact width of what needs to fit into the ice chest. So I'm just using that as a template. Make it real easy. This one I haven't peeled yet. I'll stick it on the speaker here in a bit. Just use some tape, and we have to locate these as far back in the ice chest as possible, because our battery is going to go here, and being that we're powering an amp, 2 6.5, 2 3.5s, and the deck, I'm going to need as big a battery as possible. The battery I have in mind may not work, but we're going to try. It's a dual purpose deep cycle battery. I'm not sure of the deck height or the width, but when I purchase it tomorrow, we'll see if it's going to fit. Okay, so now I'm going to draw in with a marker here, and I'm getting as close to the amp as possible, save space this way, and then I'll do the other side the same, so those will both be in the same position. The depth on the tweeters isn't very much, but they're going to be real high up here anyway, way out of the way of the battery. And then we may even have space right here for some sort of like waterproof container or something. It's going to be a real tight space. And then the sub is going to stick down so much, and as you can see, we're gonna be getting real tight in there. Okay, so next I'm gonna mark up all the circles, and I'll get back to you after I do that. You may again go at different routes. I'll show you the top. I've already marked up the top. This is just a couple markings that I did for my sub. This is actually a raised edge, which makes things a little more difficult, but at any rate, we're going to cut this out, and the sub's going to sit in there. Where's my sub? Here it is. Some of it's heavy. Okay, so the sub, as you can see, is going to sit right there, and that lip is going to sit flush with this side, this edge right here. That lip will sit flush right here and will waterproof. Then the rest of it will sit flush here and have a small raised edge from the sub. The igloo will no longer be there. We're going to waterproof all this, try to keep out as much liquid as possible, whether it be beer, water, who knows. Okay, so sub's going to go here. Then I got this guy over here. This is my splash guard. By no means is that waterproofing. It's just a splash guard, and that also provided by Pile, which I think is a funny name. But anyway, we're gonna have this open away from the sub this way, just so that it doesn't. I don't know, I just don't think it would look good opening towards the sub. So anyway, opening away from the sub. I've decided that this is going to be mounted on the raised edge, so all of the bolts will go in here, 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 and here. We'll have two holes that don't sit flush. If you can see, they're not going to sit flush. I'm going to cut a piece of plywood or plexiglass or something. I'll fabricate something. But at any rate, that's going to go there. So Darth Vader sitting up on top. And this is the exact template of what needs to fit. So easy again. I'm just going to draw. I'm going to tape this down, draw in, we'll cut that out, and the deck will slide right in here. The deck is hiding over here. Ta-da! There's the deck, brand new deck, and there's my battery charging. Well, not really charging, it's dark outside, but a little solar charger I bought. Anyway, back to the task at hand. Here you go. We're going to cut this out real quick. And I'll come back to you when this is all marked up. Step 2.